told you I procrastinated on coming up with this theme, and just a moment you'll realize that he couldn't come up with a speech until I came up with this theme. Ken is working in the Entertaining Speaker Advanced Manual. For this speech, he asks us to imagine that we are gathered at a meeting of Procrastinators Anonymous. It's Ken's turn to share his tragic story as part of his recovery. Please help me welcome Ken Smith in praise of procrastination. In praise of procrastination, Ken Smith.
Hello, my name is Ken, and I'm a procrastaholic. I first learned this organization years ago, but naturally have been putting off coming here to resolve my issues. Like many, I started procrastinating very early in life as a social procrastinator. I would arrive late for getting together with my friends, and they'd often start things without me. It was really difficult for me to play hide and seek because by the time the one who was doing the seeking finished counting, I hadn't left yet. So I was always found right away. I started arriving in kindergarten late. I even started arriving back from recess late. I was getting in a lot of trouble doing that. By the time the other kids finished their finger painting, I was just getting started, and then there wasn't enough time to do it. I was always picked last for baseball. But I never got to find out if it was because I lacked skill. It was because everyone else had been picked by the time I finally got there. As the years progressed, I continually turned in my homework late and continually arrived later and later for school. Sometimes it was a week or 2 weeks later that I would arrive to school. There was one benefit, though. When I didn't arrive on test days on time, I got to take the tests as a makeup test later on. And I was starting to realize there were some benefits to this. But there were also a lot of distractions and problems. For example, I kept putting off going to the dentist until I had a bad toothache, which got me in the habit of requesting that my appointments always be set at 2:30. It was a lot easier to remember when that would be. I am today president of the California chapter of the National Procrastination Society. One of the things I make sure I do is wait until the last minute to do taxes. And how many of you know when the last minute is?
October 15th.
There you go, October 15th.
Or 17th, depending on the day of the week.
Yeah, that's
Or
true.
16th.
That's true. So October 10th is the day I start gathering my stuff together to file tax returns. My accountant just goes ahead and automatically files applications for extensions on April 15th and August 15th. One of the problems with the National Procrastination Society is its membership. You're actually automatically disqualified if you get around to filling out and submitting an application. So we don't have a lot of members. Some of the benefits that I found also for procrastinating were Christmas trees are cheaper the day before Christmas, as are Christmas gifts. And even turkeys the day before Thanksgiving or Christmas are at their cheapest they're likely to be. Or even the day after. You usually get the best things then. So, as Kerry talked about earlier, what is procrastination? Well, if it's just putting things off, we all have to be procrastinators because no one has only one thing to do, right? So if you're doing something, you put off everything else. So by that definition, we are all procrastinators. Our culture has been one of getting things done and with an aversion to procrastination up until actually fairly recently. The Earl of Chesterfield admonished us, no idleness, no laziness, no procrastination, never put off till tomorrow what you can do today. So this goes way back, and even back further. Proverbs 27:1 says, boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth. More recently, Peter Drucker advised us, first things first, second things not at all. And then Stephen Covey told us in his highly effective people books, first things first. So there are many people trying to get us to stop procrastinating. But there are so many advantages to procrastination. It's kind of hard to listen to that. Some of them, as Arlinda gave you a top 10 list on bingo, here's my top 10 list for benefits of procrastination. 10, you get to put off unpleasant tasks in favor of more enjoyable things. And of course, that's usually what I'm doing. If I've got a task to do, I can clear my mind and get more inspiration by just playing a game of Pre-Cell or something on the computer, because it doesn't take any thought, and then my juices work. 9, many problems end up getting solved without any effort from you. 8, you can avoid the possibility of failure or success. Some people don't want to succeed. You get to avoid the discomfort of doing something you dread, is number 7. Number 6, you can avoid the anxiety you feel about the task. Number 5, someone may come to your rescue and do it for you. I find this true with the dust in my apartment. As long as I keep putting it off, it gets cleaned up. Magic. The demands placed on you get lifted because you drag your feet. That's true. People who don't show up for this meeting on a regular basis to do their job get lesser demands. Often better ideas come to you before you get started. Number 2, you learn to prioritize and act quickly once you finally do get started. And number 1, when you finally do the task, you get to feel good about how well you did it with so little time left available. Mr. Toastmaster.